Hi friends, if you're new here, my name is Deja and today is a beautiful Sunday, and so I figured we could actually spend this whole week together because I have so many things to get done this week, but I don't want to spoil it just yet. I want to just really focus on today because right now I just got done working out. I am exhausted and my hands are literally hurting so bad, but overall it was a really good workout. I think that workout is just what I needed to set me up for this coming week and all the things that I have to get done. I will say this Wednesday I'm getting my hair done. I'm getting it braided, and so the errands that I'm doing today are going to set me up for this coming week in that hair appointment. And so right now I'm actually at Ulta because there's a hair mask that I want to try, and I have low porosity hair, so my hair is super duper dry and it's super hard for moisture to get into those hair follicles. And so in order for my protective style to actually act as a protective style, I want to make sure it's as hydrated as possible. So like I said, I'm here at Ulta. We're gonna go in there and see if I can find this hair mask, and then after that we're gonna go to the hair supply store so I can go ahead and get those curls that I needed, so that way I don't have to worry about running that errand last minute on the day that I'm supposed to get my hair done. So this hydro mask cost me $44, and I've never spent this much money on something hair related, but it's the Intense Moisture Mask by Amika. It's the Hydro Rush one, and so I'm gonna do this one day before I get my hair done, so that way it's nice and moisturized to be in the protective style, so that way it serves its purpose. But yeah, I'm super excited, but for $44, this better work is all I gotta say. Okay, so I don't get my hair done very often, so I actually have no idea what I'm looking for. But last time I was in here for a fat minute trying to figure out what the heck I needed to get. I know what type of curl I want, like as far as like how I want it to look. I just don't know what it's called. So we're gonna look together and hopefully I can find what I'm looking for. Hello friends, it is Wednesday and it is actually super duper cold outside, so what better way to start off the morning than with a bowl of miso soup. Usually when I buy stuff for a certain reason, whether I'm trying something new or whatever, it's very hard for me to actually go and pick up the ingredients and make it. However, this is like my second week of drinking miso soup in the morning. It has become one of my favorite things. I had no idea how healthy miso soup is. I had to do a little bit of research to kind of learn a little bit about what exactly it's healthy for. But now that I know, it makes drinking this every morning even more enjoyable because it's like healthy for me versus getting like an iced coffee or like McDonald's or Starbucks or what I usually get. So that's just a little highlight for the last 2 weeks. However, today I'm really excited because I'm actually getting my hair done today. Having to do your hair is such just a full-time job, honestly, because you have to be in a routine basically. Like, you have to be full-time. That, and on top of having already 2 jobs, it can be very overwhelming because when I get home, I don't want to do my hair, I don't want to do anything. And so I'm really excited to finally have my hair done. And with that, I'm trying to take the proper precautions because I'm trying to give my hair the floor to grow if it wants to. So with that, I am going to kind of take today to take care of my hair. You know that we went to Ulta and we got the hair mask, so I am going to wash my hair, do the hair mask, and then I'm gonna blow dry it straight just to kind of get it prepped. It's not very often that I do, or not at all, that I do any type of moisture mask, so this will be the first time in a while that my hair actually gets some type of like moisture treatment done to it. So my appointment is at 3, so I do have quite a few things I do want to get done today. So we're gonna go ahead and just get started because the last thing I need is running late because I cannot stand running late. So okay, so now that my hair is washed, I was gonna detangle it, but I think I'm gonna wait until I put the moisture mask. It just makes sense, right? To put conditioner in it. This is probably the most overstimulating part of having curly hair. Like, it's just the constant shedding. I'm gonna put the rest on the ends for obvious reasons. We don't want any dry, potentially split ends. So, all right. And then I'm just gonna take a cute little claw clip and I'm just going to pin it up just like that. So it says to leave the mask in for about 5 to 10 minutes, but for my peace of mind, I'm gonna leave it in for about like 15-20 minutes. I actually am gonna go ahead and put dinner to cook. I think by the time I get done prepping and putting what I need to cook in the crock pot, then I'll be ready to like rinse out the mask. Okay, so for dinner, I am making a roast. This is something that my mom made for me quite a bit, but I have found that this recipe is super easy to make, especially because of how busy I am, and it lasts me a few days, and it's somewhat healthy, so this is kind of like one of my go-tos for sure. But at the grocery store, I always just look for the big pieces of steak that just say chuck roast on those. Sometimes I'll do a shoulder, but I mean, I don't really have a preference. It's just whatever they have at that moment. I'll just get whatever, but I usually just go and I just start cutting off any pieces of fat. I use a pretty big large pan. I start by searing the chuck roast first before I put it in the crock pot to cook. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set this to high. And then I take 4 seasonings. I'm pretty basic. This is me kind of like teaching myself how to cook because I wasn't really raised in like a cooking household besides like eggs, bacon, and spaghetti. So over the years, I've kind of like tried to inch in more than just salt and pepper in my seasonings. So of course we have our usual salt and pepper, but I am gonna go in and spice it up, in my opinion, by adding garlic and onion powder. It adds just enough for me, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just cover the chuck roast in that, and then we'll sear it, and then we'll get it ready for the crock pot. so now that the chuck roast has been searing for a while, I just wanted it to get kind of crusty and a little burnt on top. So we're gonna go ahead and transfer it into the crock pot. So I'm gonna turn the skillet off, and then we're gonna go ahead and just put this bad boy in here. Alright, so now we just have 4 ingredients that we're gonna put to get it set up. The recipe calls for these 2 ingredients and then a stick of butter and some of these peppers. I can never pronounce them right, so I'm not even gonna try. Peppercini peppers, and literally you just sprinkle it on top. I've tried this a couple of different ways. I've tried just putting it on top, like just putting the chuck roast in here without searing it. I've tried putting it in before searing it and then cutting like little slits in between so that way like the seasonings can really get in there. But I found that it just tastes better for me, and it just kind of works out better consistently for me when I sear it first. I've had moments where I've cooked it and it's so hard to cut into because it's not like tender yet. I've tried a couple of ways, but this is just what works for me. Okay, so after the 2 packets, you're gonna take your butter, and I wanna say the recipe calls for 6 tablespoons of butter, but I just kind of eyeball it. I wouldn't say that I put the whole stick of butter in there, but I just put about 6 of these. You know, I just kind of spread them over the roast just to make sure all parts of the roast are getting buttered up. After putting my butter, this is about how much I have left. And then next, I'm gonna take the pepperoncinis and I'm just going to put these all over the roast as well. Some on the top, and then I'll put some on the sides. And then usually what I do is I'll take a little bit of the juice and I'll pour it on the side so that it's kind of already cooking in the juice as well. Oh yeah, and I also forgot, I do put in some water. It usually calls for like about, I think 1/3 of water. And then I'll take some beef broth and I'll just put that in here as well. So this is what it looks like. So you see all the beef broth and the water and the pepperoni juice on the sides, and then you can see I have some little pepperoncinis in here, and then all the butter and stuff is on top. So I'm gonna put this on low, and then I'll just let this cook for about 8 hours. So it'll be ready around, see, it's 11 o'clock right now, so around 7 o'clock. So that'd be just in time for dinner. So we'll go ahead and kind of just see how it turns out. But I'm so excited. It always smells so good. It makes the house smell so cozy and good, and it's perfect for a chilly day like this. And so I can also eat this for lunch, which is most likely what I'm gonna do tomorrow. And so yeah, I'm really excited. And so since we're done putting the roast together, I'm gonna go ahead and take a full shower to get ready for the day, rinse out the mask, and then after this we'll go ahead and blow dry it together. Okay, so we are finally finished with the entire routine. My hair feels so clean, so fresh. It's blow dried, it's blowed out straight, it's detangled. It's everything that hairstylists would want a client to come in as. So I tried to be as prepared as possible, as considerate of their time as possible. So I think I did the best that I could. So now it's a waiting game. We actually have about, I wouldn't say 45 minutes before I actually have to leave the house. And then the hairstylist that I'm going to, I've been to her before, but she actually recently just upgraded her suite. So I'm very familiar with that area, just not familiar where exactly her suite is. So I just want enough time to make sure I can figure it out if I need to redirect or reroute or anything like that. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and do some work and then straighten up a little bit around here. And then I'll probably take Philip outside just so he can get some fresh air before I get ready to kennel him while I'm out. Oh yeah, I got my nails done yesterday. So freaking cute. Oh my gosh, I'm like so obsessed with them. So adorable. I never get like silver, especially because I'm like a gold girly, but I saw this inspo on Pinterest and I really just wanted to give it a shot, and I love the way they came out. But yeah, I think that we're just gonna go ahead, like I said, and just do some things around here, and then next thing you know, 45 minutes will go by and it'll be time to head to our hair appointment. Okay, so one of the things that I have really been wanting to do this year is slow down. I am such a like really fast moving person, like borderline ADHD. I feel like I have been moving like that for a while. I can tell I'm like naturally slowing down, and when I'm naturally just like speeding up and like wanting to rush things or wanting to, you know, I just have a lot going on, especially because I'm allowing myself to be more and more busy. I'm being around a lot more community. I'm, you know, being involved in more hobbies, you know, and so it's becoming a lot to kind of internalize. And so that has kind of put me on a path to try to figure out how I can slow down, romanticize life, and kind of just have something that feels really personal and almost natural to me. Where I'm going with this is that I am so excited to finally have enough to fully utilize a planner. I feel like this is like the perfect route rather than like a journal. I've tried to do a journal before, and I have actually like a couple of journals. I probably have like 2 or 3. However, they're like, one, either of all my bad times, 2, I am thinking so much, you can tell where the nice writing starts to get really sloppy because I'm just like writing, I'm just like going off. And then 3, I just started getting tired because I have so much that like everything's like a spider web to me. So I want to like write about my daily entry, but somehow I end up writing how that connects to something I've experienced or learned from 2 or 3 years ago. And so I just don't find journaling as appealing, or at least as natural for me to really keep up with. That being said, I've also tried scrapbooking as well. With scrapbooking, I wanted to keep a lot of like the memories. Like I kind of pick up a few things here or there, but I'm not like keeping tabs on every movie ticket. I'm not keeping every receipt. I'm not keeping, you know, every little piece of crumb paper that kind of runs my way. And so I didn't really find that scrapbooking was as easy to keep up with either. So I feel like between journaling and like doing daily entries and like scrapbooking and keeping like little memory pieces, I feel like planner is like the middle for me, and like something that I feel like I can have both, best of both worlds, and still hold dear to my heart and like feel natural about it. So that's why I really wanted to start a planner this year, because I just, you know, get off my phone. I feel like I'm on my phone a lot. And I know that kind of comes with like content creating or like constantly being on the go. But like I said, this year I really just want to romanticize. I want to start romanticizing from this year moving forward. You know, every year just kind of picking up a piece or two of something that I can kind of add to my mornings, add to my afternoons. And that way the first thing I do when I wake up is not getting on my phone to be like, what do I have to do for today? You know what I'm saying? What thoughts am I waking up with? And I want to be able to kind of jot those down. What task am I wanting to get through today? What, you know, goals am I trying to achieve? You know, what is on my to-do list? And so those are the things that I feel like I'm able to really slow down and take the time to cultivate a journal that I feel like is very personalized to me, to keep track of all that stuff, rather than downloading a whole bunch of apps on my phone and like getting all these notifications. Because I don't know about y'all, but when I get over like 5 notifications in a day, I start to get so overwhelmed and overstimulated and irritated, because it's like my phone buzzes in my back pocket. I'm like, who could possibly be texting me? Like, who could possibly be calling me? Like what sale could I possibly be notified? Like, I'm not even trying to spend money right now. So yeah, it's just a lot. But I think that I'm super excited to finally kind of just have my own little planner. I just feel like that's so fun. Like, I feel like you get it. The girls that get it, they get it. So we're gonna be putting together my planner. I have a few materials that I have been getting from Michael's and Amazon. Funny story, I actually went and bought me a filofax, and after buying it, I'm not gonna lie, I got buyer's remorse because I just really couldn't justify $181 for a journal that I got off Amazon for $10. I get the hype, I just don't think I'm there yet. So I think that I'm gonna stick with my Amazon. I actually went and made a return and sent it back. So I went on Amazon, I found me one that I liked. So I got me a brown one, which I feel like is perfect, and I'll get into why I got the brown one later after we get ready to put it all together. And then I got just some like materials from Michael's and stuff to kind of create like little bookmarks and, you know, little tape for when I do want to keep like track of like little memory, you know, pieces. Of course, I got the little clip because I had to. This is so cute. But I'm really excited to have finally get the time to put this all together. I'm so excited, and oh, I just can't wait. am, for one, let me just go ahead and say it, I'm obsessed with how this turned out. But we're gonna go ahead and jump into everything that I absolutely love. Ignore these pieces of here. The fan is like right on me. It's really hot in my room. First off, you just see the front cover. Of course, over time I will add things to it, but like I said, I really want it to be very close and personalized. So I don't want to just come out the gate just adding a whole bunch of like Pinterest inspired stuff to the front. I want to kind of build that over time. I really love the gold detailings all around. Of course, you know I'm a go girly, so this was an unspoken duh. On the inside, so like I said, over time I will be building some things to kind of personalize it more, create more memories in it. But like I said, I don't want to fabricate anything, so it's looking very bland now, but it's okay. Give us some time. So the first thing that I want to kind of show you guys are the little tassels that I put together. So back to when I said I was gonna explain why I ended up going with the brown one. So the original filofax that I ordered was light green, and I really like that color choice. However, I don't know if it's just my OCD, but of course you already know my goal is to move to Seattle. And when I think of Seattle, I think of greenery, I think of all the nature. I felt like green was a little bit more fitting for Seattle. I did have another option of going either black or red. Black, I just wanted to do something other than just like a basic black color for me. I wanted to kind of do something fun before I just stuck with black. I feel like black's kind of like my go-to. And then as far as red, I just feel like red is just such an it girl color, and so I feel like I'll really be in my it girl era when I'm in Seattle, you know, living off my hard work that I'm putting in this year. And so I just didn't want to do red. I just didn't feel like it was fitting for my last year in Houston. After looking through all these colors and really just like figuring out what color I wanted to go with, I just felt like brown was more fitting because I thought of rodeo. I don't know, I just thought rodeo was like the perfect way to go, and it just reminds me of Houston. It'll be the very last planner I ever have in Houston, so I just felt like brown was just perfect. And so I used rings to keep them attached to that first ring, so that way I can kind of use them as bookmarks, or even if it's just for decoration. I just felt like it was a really good addition. After that, we do have the pages. So I ordered two different types of pages. I ordered pages to kind of show the individual months, so I can go ahead and write them in. And then I did order the ones where you actually show the individual weeks, so that way when I'm doing my to-do list, if it's more than just what I can fit in the little boxes, I can write those down, or full-on sentences, or whatever the case may be. I did order individual little just plain lined papers, so that way I can write, if I want to do like a journal entry, like Bible study notes, hard day, a really good day, a page of gratitude, you know, a full grocery list. I really like the way this journal came out. I'm super excited to use it. Like I said, I don't know if it's an OCD thing or what, but I did keep track of everything that I've been doing from January 1st up until today, which is January 15th. And so I'm about to go and backdate all of my activities. I don't want the first few pages to be blank and then you see me pick up on the 16th. So I'm gonna go ahead and go and backdate, but I love the way this came out. I'm super excited. Let this be your sign to get yourself a planner, because I am obsessed.